How to draw a girl face, for beginners, step by step. Common belief is drawing a face or portrait is challenging, even for professional artists. I will show you how easily you can draw a realistic face. I have intentionally kept the colors and details light, so that it will be easier to follow. You will require a color pencil set, and white paper. I'm using Prismacolor 150. But more than that, you need to believe that you can draw. Even if the desired results are not showing up in the very first attempt, it will slowly pick up if you keep faith and perseverance. Coupled with that, if you are applying the correct techniques and tools, you will be surprised to see your progress. Come, let's begin. First step is to transfer your reference photo to the drawing pad. Based on your level of experience and comfort, you may choose to draw freehand, or trace using your laptop screen or LED tracing board. There is another method in between called the grid method. Let us see how each of these method works. The simplest method is to see and draw freehand. However, you need to have a good observation power, control in drawing, and some prior experience. Advantages are you can scale the size from the reference photo to a larger or smaller size easily. However, the disadvantages are that in all probabilities, you will not be able to get the exact positions of the features and the shape of the face. But good artists may prefer to have some individuality to the drawing and not bother about an exact replica. If your work is to give you joy and the thrill of accomplishment, I urge you to aim at the advancement of your own ability. Grid method. In this method, you divide the reference picture and drawing pad into equal number of smaller square blocks, and then focus on each block, and do a freehand of that block. This helps in reducing the complication of managing a larger drawing, and keep your attention on a specific block. Personally, I do not use this method. Using your laptop screen can be a good idea, for small drawings up to A4 size. The laptop screen has enough brightness, which can make you see the reference picture through a 200 GSM drawing paper. As you can see, tracing the underlying picture can be pretty easy. While tracing, always use a neutral color like yellow ochre, so that you can see those but can anytime overlay a light color on top, without really showing your construction lines. You may also use an A3 LED tracing board, as a neat alternative to the laptop screen. Here the method will be similar, but will give you much more elbow room and freedom to make the trace. The big question is what you wish to do. If you want a better starting point, that you may not be able to achieve otherwise, being a beginner, then you may want to trace. In case you are ready to accept your failures and want to take a longer path to learn the freehand drawing, then that is really commendable. Choice is yours. Now let us move to the second step. Color pencil as a medium does not allow mixing colors on a palette. It has to be mixed directly on the paper. So we need to do some planning before applying the colors. Moreover, managing a 150 color palette is not easy. So what I have done is arranged the full Prismacolor set chronologically as per the pencil numbers. There is a 150 color key at the rear side of the Prismacolor box. First, look at a particular area in your reference photo and identify the closest color from the color key. Apply a patch of the color and decide what else needs to be mixed to that color to get even closer to the color in the reference photo. This way, make patches of colors and identify the color names, numbers and the area for which you thought for this color. Step 3. In this step, Look at your reference photo and identify the darkest areas. Overlay these areas with lines of a darker neutral color on the baseline drawing. This will help you to apply the colors later. At this stage of line drawing, I am trying to mark the soft and hard portions in the lines. This will provide a guideline to create depth. Step 4. Eyes. Focus on the areas around the eyes. Cover the darker shadows. Be very light with your pencil pressure at this stage. Hold the pencil in the middle. As I mentioned earlier, I am not adding too much depth to the face, so that the beginners find it easier. By adding less depth, means the contrast is low, that is, the darks and lights are not having a wide tonal variety. Remember, that we are not just filling up the empty spaces with colors. We are trying to get the form, shape and depth of the features. This is achieved by the dark tones, midtones and highlights. So each small area should be well thought of before applying the colors. Move towards the eyelid line. Outline the eyes, but not as a continuous line. Remember to cover the darker parts only. Next, work on the pupil. The eyes expresses the emotions of the face. So pay attention to the details. Cover the white areas with a little gray shade. Detail the corners of the eye. Few basic principles needs to be kept in mind. The colors has to be applied very lightly in the beginning. For getting an even tone, without the pencil marks, the color has to be applied in opposite directions. Blending is very important, to form a smooth skin. When you are applying another layer of a different color, don't press hard on the underlying color. Just apply it lightly on opposite directions. By opposite directions I mean if you were moving your pencil vertically in the beginning, then for opposite direction continue with the same color horizontally. I will apply the burnishing after 3 or 4 layers of colors, with white, gray or a neutral color. While burnishing you will apply some pressure and some wax residues will be visible. Brush it off the paper. After burnishing, the tooth of the paper is broken, and the colors become saturated, with lesser receptive ability for new colors. For children and early teenagers, the eyebrows are less pronounced. Hence, do not draw the eyebrows as a continuous arc. Form the skin color below the eyebrows, before drawing the eyebrows. Begin with only the dark shaded portions in the eyebrows and do not bother about completing from start to end of the brows. Let us try to understand why drawings of most amateurs look flat. One of the most important reasons is that you need to draw what you see, and not what you know. We know the face to be oval shaped, eyes to be leaf shaped, eyebrows as 2 black curves above the eyes, nose a pair of vertical lines, followed by 2 circles at 2 sides. But pay attention to what you are seeing. Some areas may not require any drawing at all. Only some portions of a feature needs to be drawn. And the shadows might extend outside the features. Only this can help you take your drawing to the next level. Step 5. Lips give the likeness to the face. It is easy to draw. Focus on the highlights and darks. Remember to work on the area around the lips with subtle curves. Those give the emotions of the face. The upper lips are thinner, and the lower lips are rounded. There is mostly a shadow below the lower lips. In the lip area there are vertical lines which gives texture to the lips. The lips also has a lot of curves. Step 6. The nose doesn't have lines. Only shadows. Dark shadows near the nostrils, rest all are subtle. Take time to draw the nose. If you can draw the nose correctly, your drawing will look professional. Step 7. Hair looks so detailed and difficult. But it is not. First build up a base with a light color if blonde and dark color if brunette. Then layer with lines in the direction of the hair. Mark the dark spaces in between. Smoothen the hairs on the head portion. Highlight and streak with X-Acto knife. Build up the hair in layers. For this face, I have used a pale yellow color to underlay as the first layer. When I add other colors on top of it, and finally scrape with my X-Acto knife, this base color will become visible, and that will give a really nice look to the face. Not every strand of hair needs to be drawn. Again, focus on identifying the darkest and the lightest areas on the hair. After you draw lines in the direction of the hair, and build up the desired color, you will need to smoothen these lines, especially in the skull area. Otherwise the pencil lines may look artificial. To do so, you will varnish the portions where you need to smooth out, with a color underlying in that area. When you choose your subject for drawing, ensure that it inspires and urges you to do the painting joyfully. At no point you should feel burdened with the task to draw. Once you get small results, that will take you further. Drawing is the oldest form of expression, started with early human beings trying to express themselves with cave drawings. This is even before the evolution of languages. So it can be safe to assume that all of us can draw, and if we persist learning new techniques, and practice, our drawing skills can improve considerably. Before I finish, let me tell you one very interesting story that my mother used to tell me. Once an exhibition-cum-competition of paintings was arranged and several artists lined up for the prestigious first position. All of them drew realistic flowers which were very lifelike, and judges were awarding marks after careful observation. Finally, one painting took the judges by storm. They found there was a real bee sitting on the flower. The judges decided to award the first prize to the artist. But their attention was drawn towards another painting, whose curtains had not yet been unveiled. When they tried to remove the curtain, they were astonished. The curtain was the painting. Moral of the story is that there will be always someone who can draw better, and always scope for improvement. Let that inspire you, and not deter you. Finishing. Just adding a little more colors and varnishing the final layers. Adding some missing details, the neck area. And our How to Draw a Girl Face for Beginners, step by step is complete. I have enjoyed creating every bit of this video. I wish every viewer the best of luck, and I hope each will find something that will be of lasting value. I hope the simplification of the drawing challenges will bring you happiness. If you have enjoyed my video, please don't forget to subscribe my channel, Amazing Art, for many more videos such as these.